The third generation of Pokemon had a big emphasis on weather, as seen through the story of Ruby and Sapphire and with the two cover legendary Pokemon, Groudon and Kyogre. Groudon has the Drought ability that summons the sun, and Kyogre has the Drizzle ability which summons rain. Both of these Pokemon are fantastic in terms of stats and move pools, so being able to summon a weather that benefited you pushed these two Pokemon over the top. And then in Generation 6, with the release of Ruby and Sapphire remakes, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Game Freak decided to give us even better versions of Groudon and Kyogre in the forms of Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. These two Pokemon dominated an entire VGC format, and it goes without saying that both of these are some of the greatest Pokemon to ever exist. We had a poll in my community tab recently to vote for the next Pokemon to be featured in this best Pokemon series, and since Primal Kyogre beat out Primal Groudon in the vote, let's talk about if Primal Kyogre is the best Pokemon or not. Make sure you guys leave a like down below as it helps the channel grow tremendously and I really appreciate it, and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any future uploads. Now if you guys are new to the best Pokemon series, I highly recommend you read the description, but in a nutshell, in the best Pokemon series, take a look at some of the best Pokemon from a competitive standpoint, discuss what makes them so good, and if they're the best Pokemon or not. It's very important to understand that this series from a competitive standpoint, and competitive battling is very different than battling in-game against gym leaders or other NPCs. If you guys want to see a specific Pokemon featured in the series as well, let me know in the comments down below, but of course, since this is the best Pokemon series, make sure you only comment Pokemon that are the best of the best. So taking a closer look at Primal Kyogre, it is a mono water type Pokemon with the ability Primordial Sea. This is basically a much better version of Drizzle, as it has all of the benefits that Rain has, plus it completely prevents offensive fire moves from even happening, and the Rain will only go away if Primal Kyogre is switched out or knocked out, or if a Pokemon with Delta Stream or the Desolate Land ability are sent out. And the only Pokemon with those abilities are Mega Rayquaza and Primal Groudon respectively. Primal Kyogre has a stat line of 100 HP, 150 attack, 90 defense, 180 special attack, 160 special defense, and 90 speed. These are some fantastic stats, as I'm sure you could tell, and it's crazy to think that even regular Kyogre had amazing stats, and this is just a better version of that. Now before we get too far in talking about Primal Kyogre's positives, let's take a look at some of its negatives. For the first negative, lower physical bulk. Now Primal Kyogre's defense is 90, and its HP is 100, which compared to most Pokemon is actually pretty good. However, that is nothing compared to its insane special defense stat, and the defense of some other Pokemon that are candidates for this best Pokemon series. This Pokemon isn't frail by any means, but its physical defense is probably its worst characteristic. For the next negative, the rain also benefits your opponent. Now this is a downside for all forms of weather, not just Primal Kyogre, as although you may have a team built around the specific weather that you're using, your opponent can easily take advantage of this as well. This means that your opponent will also receive a boost to their water moves, and their thunders or hurricanes will always land as well. This means you'll have to be extra careful against opposing Pokemon that can take advantage of your rain setting ability. Primal Kyogre also struggles against steel types. Since Primal Kyogre's ability mitigates all fire moves, that means you'll have a harder time taking out steel types. This is more problematic in a VGC setting, however even in a singles format, Primal Kyogre on its own can't really hit steel types too hard unless you're running a mix or full physical set with Earthquake. And for the last negative, the blue orb. Primal Kyogre behaves similar to a Mega Pokemon, as it has to be holding the blue orb in order to transform, similar to a Mega Pokemon holding a Mega Stone to Mega Evolve. This means you can't run other items like leftovers or choice specs, which limits Primal Kyogre's options. And now on to the positives. For the first positive, the Primordial Sea ability. Now although this can backfire on you and your opponent can benefit off of this, the majority of the time you will greatly benefit since your team is most likely going to be built around Primordial Sea. This will make Primal Kyogre do even more damage in the Primordial Sea, which is a huge plus. Primal Kyogre also has amazing offenses. Regular Kyogre is primarily known for its special offense, however Primal Kyogre has great offensive stats on both ends. 150 in attack and 180 in special attack means Primal Kyogre can do it all offensively. For the next positive, Primal Kyogre has great special bulk. Although Primal Kyogre's defense stat isn't that great, its special defense out of 160 is very, very good. This makes Kyogre a very good special wall. And now on to the ratings. In terms of offense, I'll give Primal Kyogre a 5 out of 5. Primal Kyogre has some fantastic offenses as we mentioned earlier, easily warranting a 5 out of 5 rating. Primordial Sea only helps Primal Kyogre's offenses as well, making Primal Kyogre one of the best offensive water types in the game. For defense, I will give Primal Kyogre a 4 out of 5. Primal Kyogre all around is a great defensive Pokemon, however I do have to knock a little bit of points off due to its slightly lower physical defense and lack of reliable recovery. This doesn't mean that Primal Kyogre is a bad defensive Pokemon by any means, since it is far from that, but defense certainly isn't Primal Kyogre's best quality. For versatility, I'll give Primal Kyogre a 4 out of 5 since Primal Kyogre is locked into holding the blue orb, and because it's forced to be used in a rain setting, it does hurt its versatility a little bit. Primal Kyogre does have 2 very usable offensive stats, however, which does add a lot to its versatility, but since every set is going to have to hold the blue orb, it does hold it back. For Movepool, I'll give Primal Kyogre a 5 out of 5. Primal Kyogre has a very good move pool, especially on the special side. It has good coverage options with moves like Ice Beam, Thunder, and Signal Beam, as well as some great physical moves like Liquidation, Earthquake, Iron Head, and Rock Slide. All around, Primal Kyogre has a very good move pool. And for Viability, I'll give Primal Kyogre a 5 out of 5. Primal Kyogre is one of the best rain Pokemon in the game, and it's easily one of the best water types in the game, if not the best water type in the game. This makes Primal Kyogre an extremely viable Pokemon, as its only real counters are its counterpart Primal Groudon and Mega Rayquaza. Now for some Primal Kyogre sets you could try, first up we have a Sub-Calm Mindset from Smogon, which is Kyogre with the Blue Orb, Drizzle ability, 32 HP, 124 defense, 200 special attack, 152 speed, Modest Nature, Calm Mind, Origin Pulse, Ice Beam, and Substitute. This is a more defensive set that is capable of doing a lot of damage with the protection of a Substitute, and you can take a decent amount of hits thanks to your defensive investments. You also have Calm Mind, which will help you in that front as well. Next up we have a more mixed offensive set, which is Primal Kyogre with the Blue Orb, Drizzle ability, 32 HP, 236 attack, 62 defense, 176 speed, Adamant Nature, Liquidation, Earthquake, Ice Beam, and Thunder. Being mixed allows Primal Kyogre to use Earthquakes to hit those steel types, and all around has some great coverage. Even though you're an Adamant Nature, you're still going to do a lot of damage with your Ice Beams and Thunders due to your high natural special attack. In terms of some partners you could use with your Primal Kyogre, one Pokemon that was pretty popular in VGC, believe it or not, was Raichu. Raichu has the Lightning Rod ability, which will help mitigate the electric weakness of Primal Kyogre, and since it's electric type, it can also go for 100 accurate Thunders, which is pretty nice. We also have Grass Knot to hit opposing Primal Kyogres, and all around it's one of the funnest options you could pair with your Primal Kyogre. And that is Primal Kyogre. Is Primal Kyogre the best Pokemon? Let me know what you guys think of Primal Kyogre in the comments section down below for a chance to have your comment featured in the next best Pokemon video, like this comment right here. Personally, I think Primal Kyogre is the best water type in the game, but I don't think it's the best Pokemon overall. I'd go as far as saying that it's close to being a top 10 Pokemon though, arguably even top 5. Make sure you guys leave a like down below as it helps the channel tremendously, and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss a future upload as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, have a great rest of your day, I will see you guys next time, and bye bye.